So yeah, first game against Kolento. This was still the group stage, so I won my match against Maverick. He won his match against he won his match against Essential, right? Yeah. He won his match against Essential, who is also in the chat right now. So we have to play the winners match of the group. I'm just gonna play this. I should probably mute the casters, right? I'm not sure.
Both players have druids and warlock, and the third
Yeah, if there's anything I can do about like production values, just let me know. Yeah, I hope so too, Essential. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for the kind words. Do you come to Sweden for DreamHack? No, I will be in China for the next 3 weeks, and unfortunately it's like the same dates as DreamHack. Oh wait, what? Oh, it's like the casters doing this, it's not me doing this. Okay. Kolento looks wasted. Kolento's actually very concentrated in our game. Alright, so just try to fast forward a bit through this. I'll just skip through like the not interesting parts, so it doesn't take too long. Okay, hope my internet works with me here. Oh, did I miss the mulligan? Oh yeah, I remember this. I was a bit late because I forgot to invite the spectators, so that's why I missed the mulligan as well here. Yeah, so I just played this guy on turn 1, I played the double Fireflies on 2. I mean, against Rogue you can't really tap, right? Against Rogue you don't tap on 2 if you can play Fireflies. I think what he did here was like... oh yeah, he just daggered here. Yeah, he should just dagger. As Rogue on turn 2, you just dagger. Is there like an easier way to fast forward than this? Yeah, he just daggered. He just daggered and killed the taunt guy. So yeah, here I had to choose if I want to like tap and play one of them or just play both of them. I think I went for the tap since I felt like my hand was not really that flexible. You don't really want to be dropping like a 5/4 demon guy without the actual buff having an effect on your board, right? Why China? Oh, why is it lagging now? Come on, bro. I'll try to fix the lag. I probably have to pause like my own. Okay, this should work. Yeah. Yeah. I was watching my own playback as well, so that's why it didn't. That's why it lagged. Why China? I got invited to the Gold Club tournament. It's like 24 people for 300k USD, so it's a really good estimated value. So yeah, I ended up going for the tap. It is actually an interesting turn. I had to make like the decision here to go for like I tapped into the Flame Imp, right? I think I tapped into the Flame Imp, yeah. So I had to decide if I wanted to go for the Firefly or the Flame Imp here. And I felt like he still had patches in deck, so and like of course he still would have had backstab. He wouldn't play backstab on a 1/2. So I wanted to bait like patches trading into a 1/2 first before I went for the Flame Imp, because it like patches plus dagger kills a 1/2, but it also kills a Flame Imp. That was like the first reason why I went for Firefly there. And I also felt like I had double this guy in hand, so I was probably gonna play 1 on turn 4, and then I wanted to go like Firefly plus the second one on turn 5 to get like some more value, like make a 4/3 instead of a 3/2. Yeah, so yeah, this was like this Skelezet made his trade so efficient with like the 2/2 patches trading into my Firefly. I think he kept the backstab here, which is correct. I don't think he ever backstab a 1/2. I'm not sure if he kept it. I think he used it because like he goes Skelezet here, he goes for the deckhand, he trades patches into a 1/2. So what ends up happening is he has two 2/1s and a Skelezet, and I have like 2 1/2s. So he wants to prevent me from trading both of those 1/2s into his 2/1s, so he backstabs one of them, so I can only trade one out, right? That's pretty much what happened there. All that blinking, yeah. The light was kind of annoying. Like the light was really wham in your face kind of light. Hey Nix, what's up, man? Hey Malvicino, what's up, man? Hawaii, wow, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. It's cold here. Yeah, so he does that, and he's like, should I backstab? And he probably should, because like a 1/2 you don't backstab, but if it protects your own 2/1, it's probably worth it, right? So I think I end up playing the Serenite here because it contests the board better. Like he has 2/2s and 2/1s. I cannot play the 5/4 into here, right? Because it just dies on the board. He just trades the 2/2 and the 2/1 in, and he just plays his own initiative. And you really don't want to lose initiative against a deck that drew Kelizet if you didn't draw Kelizet yourself, right? Because then you're like never gonna come back. Yeah, here you can see like I made this kind of fake hit. It's like a small thing. I made this fake hit to kind of imply that I had the AoE guy in hand and that I miscounted mana maybe. It's like a very small thing. You probably shouldn't do that kind of stuff, but I'm like always like doing it doesn't hurt, so why not just give it a try, right? I hope that kind of things can make him think I fucked up somewhere and I have like a card I don't have in my hand. It's like a mind game, but a very insignificant one. So here Kolento. Yeah, Tar is very good here. Tar is very, very good. It just makes it so that I cannot value trade into his 2/2s and 1/2s. Yeah, so he ends up trading that. Yeah, so now I have to decide if I want to go Doomguard or if I want to go 4/3 plus the 5/4. I'm not sure what I ended up doing. I think I ended up Doomguarding because this 3/5 was just too annoying. Like, it was too hard to trade into the 3/5 with like any other main I played except for Doomguard. This was a very close turn though. I'm not sure, I have to see what I ended up doing here. Hey, Comatosgo. This is a cool story Bob stream. Yeah, I mean these reviews have to happen, right? Otherwise I'm not gonna improve. This is the second time I watched back the game. I watched it back instantly at the hotel to see if it did like any major misplays. I think I found only like 1 or 2 pretty big, not really like, I don't think I did any technical misplay, but there were like some gameplay arguable, like maybe that I should have taken a different path or something, you know? I don't like Doomguard here. Yeah, this was like one of those turns, right? Up until now, nothing really happened, but this turn, I could have went for the Flame Imp, make a 4/3 and a 5/4. He would have went, watch it, what he does now, he goes like 1-drop coin Valspine, right? Which is like a pretty obvious turn. So I would have had the 4/3 and the 5/4, but he would still have had the Dark Reaper, so he goes 1-drop coin Valspine on my 5/4. Not this 5/4, but like the Crystal Weaver. So I ended up having a 4/3 and a 2/2. He has a 1/1, a 2/2. No, he makes it straight. So I ended up having a 4/3. He has a Dark Reaper, a 1/1, and a Valspine Slayer on the board. So what I can do then is like Doomguard, trade Doomguard into the Dark Reaper, trade my 4/3 Flame Imp that has been buffed by the Crystal Weaver into his Valspine Slayer. So then we have the board state that I have a 5/4 and he has a 1/1, which is probably way better than what's going to happen now. Because he goes for the Valspine. The same thing happens, but instead of me having a Flame Imp and him having a Dark Reaper, but me also having a Doomguard in hand, I will have like the... I pretty much have nothing, right? He doesn't have the Dark Reaper, but I have nothing on the board. And... yeah, he has kind of free range. He has now like... He just took like the total initiative now this turn. Which I could have prevented if I went like a bit slower the previous turn and a bit faster this turn. I don't think it mattered that much, but it could have been... it probably was better. Because it like makes it... if you go like for a fast turn 6 play, which is Doomguard, you probably make their Bone Mare turn awkward, right? On turn 7. So yeah, I would have had... oh no, actually it wouldn't work like that because this one was buffed. So I would have a 4/3, he would have a 4/5. A Dark Reaper and a 1/1, so I go Doomguard into the Tar and I go 4/3 into this one. So I ended up having a 4/2 and a 5/4, and he ends up having a 4/5. So yeah, I still get equally wrecked, right? Because he has eyes the 4/2. No, he actually has to... he would just Cold Blood the 1/1. No, I would trade the 1/1. So he trades the 4/5 into my 5/4. He has Flame Imp and the SI. So yeah, it would be a better board state for me for sure. If I went for the Doomguard on turn 6 instead of 5. Yeah, sorry if like things are a bit complicated. It's pretty hard to review these kind of board states, like what would have happened if I did something different there, right? But yeah, that's like misplay number 1, right? It was not a very easy one. It's like I would like put these misplays into like the category of like arguable misplays. It's like just a game plan you take, and it might be good if they have like a certain specific hand. It might be bad if they have another hand, but it's arguable because it's probably better in like more percentage of the cases to go for another play. But it's not like a straight up misplay. A straight up misplay is just like worse in almost every scenario. Alright. But yeah, in hindsight I like Flame Imp and going for the turn 6 Doomguard instead. You look so serious there. Yeah, I was really serious. I was really focused. I'm pretty happy about the tournament in general because I felt like I never played worse than I would like at home. Like, I'm not saying I didn't make misplays, but I don't think I made more misplays because of like the stage fright or stress or whatever than I would have at home. I really didn't feel like any pressure or something. I mean, I felt pressure, of course, but I didn't feel like over pressured that it like overwhelmed me or something. So yeah, he gets some pretty bad top decks here. The Cold Blood is not what you want to see. If you got like Galizet on turn 2, right? You want just to top deck minions. Also in like a board centric game where he's still fighting for the board. Even though he's like kind of winning on the board right now, spells are like really bad on average. How did you do? I'm just joining. I got top 8. So like one match actually off of the big money. But yeah, like I said, I don't think I did like too bad. I'm not like I fucked up big time somewhere that like cost me the game or something. But still, it's good to review these games. I really hate like the kind of pros that always say like, oh, everything is RNG, I couldn't have done anything different. I think the games you lose are like the ones you can learn the most from. Yeah, like another pretty bad top deck for him. He had a pretty good draw up until now, but now in the late game, his draws kind of give me a chance now. Even though I'm at like only 7 life and I'm behind on the board. This fletchling is not doing much. The Goblins are like pretty much dead at this point. Yeah, so this dial, I should probably fast forward it. I'm just too lazy to like click the thing the entire time. Let me go to the dashboard. My chat is a bit messed up. Alright. Yeah, I'll just fast forward this a bit. I don't know what he's really thinking about. Probably about the trades he wants to make. Yeah, this makes sense. It gives, like, he trades like this to not give us the immediate 2 attack value from a tar in like offensive mode. Defensive mode, I mean. Should Kolento have value traded the turn before? Wait, let me see that. No, he traded everything away, yeah. Oh, you mean here, like, trade like this and... Yes. I was planning to, like, go a bit less in-depth on my opponent's turns, because, like... Yeah, I don't really know what they were thinking and stuff, but yeah, this turn I really disagreed with. Also, the first time I watched this, I just didn't agree. I think this is, like, asking to get punished by just, like, Soulfire, like anything. Because, like, what you do is, like, you make any direct buff or something better because you don't take this value trade, right? Because if it's kind of hard to explain. Like, if he trades like this, Bone Mare and Soulfire do the same thing, but I have a 4-2 and he has nothing. Like, okay, this is kind of weird. Okay, so Kolento has the 4-2 and I have nothing. But if he doesn't trade, sure, he pushes 4 extra damage. It's like irrelevant, right? You have double Cold Blood in hand. It's totally irrelevant at this point. Oh, what? Oh. That was a bit weird of a notification. So
Great job at GameGune, Mitsu. Keep it real.
I should probably watch it on my second monitor. Sorry about that. I'm like getting used to the multiple monitor kind of thing. Ubuntu, thanks for the reset, man. 3 months in a row. Thanks a lot. Welcome back. Keep it real. I will try to keep it real. Whatever that may mean. Yeah, so the only problem for him will be if I play Towns, because then these two can probably not connect. But the 4 damage is like irrelevant. He should just take this value trade here for sure. It makes it so that I have less options and he gets like a super dominant board position. Alright. So we fast forward. Yeah. This turn was like super hard. This was a really hard turn. I can probably just, like, it's gonna take a while. I will think my entire turn about this. So, I have like a lot of options here. I actually have 2 options. I have 2 options. Like, I have 3 options kind of. I can decide to tap or play this, but I'm not gonna tap. I need to have lethal next turn, otherwise I lose. So I end up playing this guy. I'll just pause it here because I'm gonna make the play. I end up playing the multi-size imp to have more potential for lethal outs the turn after. I end up bone marrying this. I mean, bone marrying this doesn't make sense, right? If you want to, like, if you're so low, you want to distribute your towns and not like go all in on one town. So it's like worse to Valspine. It's worse to like Cold Blood, Bone Marrow, a lot of stuff. So I just put it here for sure. Then the trade. I never trade with this because then I have a 5-1, but you can just dagger. So I need to trade like this to make it more awkward for him if I want to trade. Then he trades like this into there, this into there. I have like the Bone Mare. So I have like the 5-5 and the 1-3. He, in my eyes, I was pretty sure I had like 1 bad card. I thought it was Leroy. I think Leroy, like, I would be dead anyway, so it didn't matter what I did. So I just went ahead and thought it wasn't Leroy. I thought it was like 1 Cold Blood then in that case. Like, I thought it was Leroy or Cold Blood, one of these cards. But I didn't know it was like double Cold Blood. I knew he played double Cold Blood, but it's pretty hard to like make a read on double cards being double Cold Blood, right? I thought it was maybe like a second Valspine or something, or like Leroy. But I knew for sure one of those cards was like a burn card. Which at this point in my mind was Cold Blood because Leroy didn't matter, I was dead anyway. So what did I do? I think I ended up, yeah, I thought like... So if I make the value trade, he trades. I thought he had 1 minion in hand, so he just plays the 1 minion and whatever he top decks. So he has like 2 Callus at buffed minions. I'm at 7 HP, I need to keep trading for the rest of the game. He's at 17, I can never lethal him, I don't play Death Knight. So I can pretty much never swing the game back in my favor and I just lose the grinding game, right? So what I ended up doing is just bone marrying this guy and I went face. I wasn't dead on board. I didn't play around Cold Blood pretty much. No, did I play around Cold Blood? I actually did play around Cold Blood. I did play around Cold Blood, but not around double Cold Blood, right? So in my mind, he had like 1 Cold Blood. So what I do is just put the buff here, go face for 5, put him to 12. Best case scenario, he trades his board in, or he trades like Cold Blood on this one, trades into the 5-6, trades the 4-4 into the 1-3, and leaves the 5-5 alive, right? Then he's at 12. I mean, if he leaves the 5-5, I have very little outs for lethal, but at this point, like, my out needs to be something like Soulfire tap Doomguard, or like Soulfire tap Bone Mare, second Bone Mare. If he leaves the 1-3 up, I could go for like Etcherus tap Doomguard or something, like second Doomguard. So at this point, I just make the ballsy play. I just go face, because if I don't go face, if I start trading, he trades back. In my mind, he has like 2 cards that are like minions. And I need to keep trading because I'm at 7, so I never win the game. So that's why I decide to go face here. To at least have like a chance to, with some lucky top decks, still have lethal the turn after. Yeah. I'm about to turn, he didn't make the value trade of the 4-5 into the 3-3 like Asmus says. On the board I had 8 damage to trade into his 8-8, right? So if I happen to not have Soulfire or Bone Mare, it's gonna be super awkward for him. I pretty much cannot clear anything on the board and he just has lethal the turn after. So he should definitely have traded there. Apart from that, I didn't really see any misplays from his side. So yeah, we had like the one arguable turn on turn 5 going for the 1-drop and plus the 5-4 instead of going Doomguard, which could have made a difference. Okay, skip. pretty cool production value for this event. I thought like everything looked really good. The building was like a museum of contemporary art. Really cool, like an old building, really big building. The stage was nice. We like our own player area. Okay, let's. Did I mulligan already? Yeah, I think I did the mulligan already. I think they skipped the mulligan again. Kind of sucks because the mulligans are like the most interesting. I think I just full milled. I'm not sure anymore, but I think I full milled. And I ended up with this in hand. Yeah, so I had Kalizet again, which kind of really sucks. Like last game I had Kalizet on 2 or 3 as well. It's just so hard, especially as a druid. If you don't have the nuts, it's like so hard to outgrind the Kalizet deck. With Zoo that can live tap as well. Yeah, especially with this, and like the way you beat Kalizet is maybe going like Wild Growth into Mire Keeper into like 6 drop into another ramp into UI or something. Oh, actually full milled, yeah. Okay, so there I had the choice. I had the option to keep Wrath in my opening hand, but I felt like on the coin you really need like, or going first you really need like better options. You need like you only have 3 cards, right? Instead of 4 on the coin. So I felt like you need like more options to draw Wild Growth. Because going first, you need to have Wild Growth. Going second is like, sure, if you draw Blossom, it's fine as well. Just coin Blossom. But going first, like, yeah, you cannot just skip 3 turns, I feel like, against Zoo. Or skip 2 turns. Turn 1 and 2. And Wrath is not even always that good, because normally they go like, Wrath is pretty much only good on the Flame Imp, right? You don't want to Wrath a 1-3. And on turn 2, most of the time they play like Firefly or just some shitty minion. Yeah, I was really happy about the Jade Idol, it's very good. Contest also the Flame Imp, if he goes for just the Flame Imp. I like tapping though. Yeah. Yeah, it was like the upside of tapping was like increasing my chances to draw lethal the turn after, right? But I'm not sure, like I would have to go back. I don't really want to go back again, but maybe there were like outs that the 1 damage actually mattered, or like outs for him if it was at 5 instead of 7. I'm not 100% sure. That was like an arguable thing, right? First ramp, then keep ramp. First ramp, then keep Wrath if you have it. Yeah, exactly. I thought the same. Like if I have Wild Growth, I keep Wrath, but or if I have like Blossom, like going first having Blossom, then you just keep Wrath so you can like Wrath into Blossom. But if you don't have anything, you don't keep Wrath because it's like if you Wrath turn 2 and you don't draw Blossom for 3, then you like skip 3 turns pretty much. Yeah, you really cannot do that. Yeah, so he coins Kalizet, which is probably right. Like you get 1 more card with a +1/+1 buff. It kind of soft forces me to Hero Power, even though I would probably still play Wild Growth there for sure, but if I don't have Mire Keeper, I might just Hero Power there, for example. If I have like Wild Growth and Nourish, I might just go like turn 3 Wild Growth into turn 4 Nourish instead of turn 2 Wild Growth, which is good for him, right? Yeah, so this is like backbreaking, right? 4-3 Flame Imp on turn 2. Yeah, so he just plays the Imp and the Flame Imp here. Monsters Arts Imp and the Flame Imp, and yeah, that's just so much damage coming in, and then I have to like, I think I have to skip turn 3 here, and that's just pretty much game over, right? That's just game over. I think it actually got kind of close there in the end, I'm not sure anymore, but yeah, skipping turn 3 is just very, very bad. 3 Dutch boys on stream, Tyson 2 times Mitsu. Yeah, Councilman is also very good. He draws patches, but I feel like Kalizet outweighs patches most of the time. Yeah, so he taps. I think he goes for like plus patches is a 2/2. It's already better than just a 1/1, right? Almost everyone brought Jade over Big Druid, even if Big lately performs better and has similar matchups. The matchups are not that similar because Big Druid is better against Druid and Priest, and worse against aggro. Like Big Druid is really kind of bad against Rogue, and even against Zoo, it's not that good. It's okay against Zoo, but it's pretty bad against Rogue, I would say. At least it's worse than Jade Druid, if you tech the Jade Druid to beat those decks. And so everyone who banned Priest or Druid pretty much brought Jade Druid, including me. Which I still think was the correct decision. Like, I don't want to ban Druid or Priest and then bring big Druid. You leave yourself open to more aggressive decks, and you like ban one of your best matchups. Wait, what did they do here? What did he do? He taps. Oh yeah, he plays the 2-4 and the 2-1 instead of playing patches and trading there. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, if he plays patches and trades, he has 4 minions against Plague. But if he plays... Like, if he doesn't trade at all and he just plays the 5 minions, it kind of gives me 4 Plagues as well, because I cannot sacrifice this one. It's like the same thing, but he pushes more damage. And he keeps more flexibility in hand, so I like that as well. Why is Big Druid worse against aggro? I don't get that. Because you fight less well for the board, I feel like, in the early turns. You're like, you need to draw your ramp. As Jade Druid, you don't need to draw your ramp. I feel like as Big Druid against aggro, you need to draw 2 ramp. You need to draw 2 ramp to win. As a Jade, drawing 1 ramp and then just going for like Spirit into like Mario Keeper for a minion, or like just the Jades, like the 3-6, those kind of things. It wins you the game a lot of the time, with Lotus as well. Whereas as Big Druid, you need to draw your ramp. And you play the same amount of ramp in the deck, so... yeah, I feel like Jade Druid is an edge against aggro. Over Big Druid. I mean, it's only natural, right? Because Big Druid has like way more late game minions. If you manage to get to the late game, you win as a Big Druid and you win as a Jade Druid as well. Because like UI is just too broken, right? But if you don't get to there, like if you draw slightly off with your ramp, Big Druid has more dead cards because you cannot play them, and Jade Druid has more lower cost cards, so you have like more games where you can like barely squeeze a win if you don't draw that well, I feel like. Dun, dun. Yeah, you play double Mario Keeper in Jades. Yeah. Yeah, with ramp, like, UI is just too broken to not play all the ramp. Yeah, he goes for the... I mean, this turn is just nuts, right? I have to go for the Plague, because otherwise I'm just dead to Doomguard. And yeah, he like kills 4 minions with the AoE guy, which is also 5-6. I mean, all these buffed minions is just too much to deal with. I really cannot do that much at this point. I have an interesting turn next turn, but it doesn't work out, but I still think it was the best play to make. 1/3 in cards in Big Druid are ramp. It's the exact same amount as in Jade Druid, except you have Innervates. So I don't think it's that big of difference. Hey Mansion, what's up, man? I think it's pretty close, but I think there's like no way Big Druid is better. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would it be better? It just doesn't make sense to me why a deck with an amount of unplayable cards would be better than a deck that doesn't have those unplayable cards. And pretty much the same rest of the deck. Just doesn't make sense to me. Sure, you have Primordial Drake, but like, it's open deck list, so they will just play around it, right? Of course, playing around it doesn't mean it's like not good anymore, but it doesn't weigh up to the entire deck being slightly better against a certain deck that you have like 2 cards that are nuts, I feel like. Because you still need to draw those, you still need to ramp to those, you still need them to not be able to play around it well. Which, if in open deck list, if you play against a good player, he will try to play around it. So it's not going to be like sick anytime, I feel like. Yeah, so this turn, I have a really interesting decision to make. I have like 7 mana, right? So what I can do is just play DK there. I'm like guaranteed to not die that turn. But I don't have like any good comeback to what he has on board already. And the mains he's gonna play. I can go for Poisonous, but it doesn't do that much. Because he just trades this and this into like... Or he trades like one of these 2 into the 1-4. And then he trades like the 2-3 and the 4-2 into the Poisonous guys. Sure, it buys me some extra time, but I need more than just one extra turn to win this game, right? I need to go exactly into Kun turn. So what I decide to do instead is like Wrath this and Hero Power it, and then try to go for Kun the turn after with DK and the Hero Power. So I have like a total swing turn where my 7/7 actually contests whatever he plays the turn after. Because the way I see it, if I go for the slower approach, I just never win against it in 2 turns of Bone Mare, right? Because if he plays the turn he plays Bone Mare, I will be 9 mana, so I cannot like UI or whatever. I cannot do anything yet. Let's see what I die to. So I will be at 13 health. 13. Yeah, so don't die to Doomguard, right? That's the thing. I died to a buff Doomguard. But at this point I kind of had to read he had like one, like either Bone Mare or Doomguard or a Soulfire in like the left of his hand pretty much. Because he tapped on turn 4. So I thought he had a Doomguard in hand, which was like unbuffed, but he has patches as well, so that gives him lethal there. If it's just a Doomguard, he doesn't have lethal, and I can try to make a comeback with like 18 effective life. I can go like Kun, DK, armor up for 18 life, 10 in towns, 5 in armor, and 3 with hero power. And then try to like top deck UI or something, which I have the mana to play then. Like if I don't ramp there, the turn before I don't have the mana to play UI, even in 2 turns. Yeah, so I don't think that was a misplay, but it was just like a riskier play. He needed exactly 7 damage, right? So I need actually 6 damage. 6 damage is not that easy to come by on turn 6. Victory is better in this matchup. Yeah, I was more talking about Rogue. I feel like Victory is probably like 50-50 against Su. Jade Druid is probably around that, somewhere like that as well. But against Rogue, I feel like Jade Druid is like way better than Big Druid. Because Valspine is just so good, right? It's just so good against Big Druid. I mean, I just don't think it makes sense. Like, I know people are like, some people are really fans of Big Druid, but in my mind, it just doesn't, like the way I tested the decks, it doesn't make sense to bring Big Druid, ban Priest or Druid, which is like your best matchup, and leave Rogue open, which is like one of the worst matchups. I would definitely bring Big Druid in the ban Rogue lineup though. Kolento, for example, banned Rogue. I would bring Big Druid in this lineup over Jades. Alright, let's go on to this part. Alright, wait. We don't see the mulligan again. I don't know. Oh, a bit too fast. Alright, I'll try to pause it. Yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long to load stuff. I feel like my internet is strong, or pretty fast, but for some reason Twitch takes longer. Alright, so yeah. Yeah, my mulligan, I mean, Firefly never ever keep against Jade Druid. It doesn't push enough damage for the early game, and it's really bad against Spreading Plague, so you don't ever keep that. You want Kelizet, you want Firefly, Councilman, those kind of cards. Yeah, the Bone Mares and the Doomguards, of course, you don't keep them. So I think I will just full mulligan here. He should just keep the Wild Growth. I don't feel like Jade Spirit is a keep even if you have Wild Growth. Yeah, he decides to keep it. I don't know about that. It would be very bad if it didn't top deck the Jade Idol there. Like, just play 2. You would not keep a 2-3 and a 1-1 against an aggro deck, right? For 4 mana. I mean, this really sucks because he top decked the 1-drop. In my eyes, I mean, I kind of knew he had Wild Growth, but still, you don't want to play. You don't want to play like a 3-2 into a potential hero power, right? Because you don't know he has like he might have kept like Wild Growth and Nourish, for example. So you don't know he has a 2 and a 4. So you don't want to like give him the option to hero power on 2 and then Wild Growth on 3 into Nourish on 4. But yeah, he turns out to have a 2 and a 4, so he just Wild Growths here. Probably have been better. I mean, he has swipe, so it doesn't matter. You would just trade the 1-1 into the 3-2 and swipe the turn after. Yeah, I go face here for sure with the patches. Because I play I can play Firefly here, but I have Captain, and I want to put maximum pressure and damage out. I know he doesn't play Golaka, so I just played this the turn before to set up for like Captain the turn after, right? I don't want to use the coin yet because I want to coin a 5-drop. Yeah. It really works out for him because he gets like the Jade ramp up and he has like a lot of Jades and the Jade idle turn 1 as well. I still don't think keeping this guy is correct if you only have wild growth. If you have idle as well, sure it's correct, but not without idle. Why did you patch instead of Firefly? Yeah, because I said I wanted to, like, this is my only turn 3 play, right? So I want to set this up without using the coin, pretty much. Worked out pretty well here. I decided to go face here with both of them because my only play in hand is coining the 4-5. You don't want to play Fireflies in like 2-1s, it's just very bad against Jade Druid, especially going to their turn 6 play. Like, for example, if I play double Firefly Shard next turn and make this trade, I have 5 minions and can plague the turn, like the following turn for 1/5s and I just lose the game, right? So what I decided is just to bait him into making the trade of the 2-2 into my 1-2 and then just coining this guy to clear it up. Yeah, I'm in a Druid patches as well this game, it kind of sucks. That's what I said, like, I feel like I could have made some different plays, but for example this series, like, he drew the first 2 games Khaleesi on 2, and then the last game I play Khaleesi deck and I drop patches instead, so... totally not trying to blame that for my loss, but it's still like a considerable difference, right? Between drawing patches and not drawing it. So yeah, at this point I decide I cannot play around Plague here. Like, if he has it, I lose anyway with this hand, so... I think I just go all in here, like freeze this guy, just go full face. Something like that. Hey Dan, what's up man? How you doing? Yeah, let me fast forward a bit. Yeah, so I decided to freeze this one because I don't want to like I'm never gonna trade into Aya at this point. I just want to deny, like, stall it as much as possible. Because this card gives him so much value, right? So I freeze this, I play the Tar so I don't have to trade into the 3-2. Just go full face. At this point, like, going face is my only way out to win this game. Going white and going face, I cannot play around Plague. How was Spain? It was great. I met so many people, it was really awesome. Really awesome. Oh, don't lag, come on bro. Don't do this to me. I'll just try to fast forward a bit again. I think he just plays the... Oh, I'm not sure what he does here. Yeah, I think he nourishes. I really like his play here. What he does is like what you can do is like play the 3-6 and go for ramp the turn after, right? But what he does is like just nourish for ramp and play the Mara Keeper for a minion, which puts him straight into UI turn and lets him go Mara Keeper for a minion. Yeah, I really like this play. Probably have done the same. The arrow keys left, right, skip 5 seconds in those directions. Oh, that's great. I will try that. That's pretty good to know. Oh, come on. It's really gonna go for like this. I will try to put my quality a bit lower then. Probably doesn't matter that much, right? And then at least we don't have to wait that much. HD stream feels good, man. Yeah, so here I have to make a really tough decision. I have to decide if I want to trade or go face. Like I said last... Wait, let me see how I did this actually. Yeah, so I kind of know he has UI the turn after, right? So I'm thinking like, what do I do against UI? And then I did like all the calculations. I can do it again, but it's probably gonna take quite a long while. Like I did the calculation doing this trade, doing this trade, letting this guy clean those 2 up, going face with the rest. Then he UIs this guy and we don't have any lethal outs, like ever. He's like probably close to 20 HP. So what I decided to do is to go for like the best board-centric play and try to top deck Bone Mare. That's like what my only out is here. Because to be honest, on the board I have pretty efficient trades, right? I have the Soulfire, like, yeah, I trade this, I Soulfire that, I trade this into there, this into there. I have like a decent board state if I top deck Doomguard or Bone Mare next turn. Because if I just go full phase, I don't have lethal outs, I just cannot win, right? Because then I pretty much concede the board, and without the board, without lethal, I cannot win. Are you going? No, I'll be at the Gold Club tournament in China for 3 months. Not 3 months, 3 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, so here like the only out is top decking board. I mean, even Doomguard might not be enough. Need to like top deck a chain of Bone Mares and Doomguards and stuff to win. Yeah, it doesn't happen. There's no particularly great line against turn 6 UI. If you're not threatening lethal. Do you like maybe leaving up Aya and soul firing the 3/3? It's an option, but like I said, I didn't have any direct outs. So I wanted to just go for the most like the best play if I draw Bone Mare or Doomguard, which is like just getting the max value out of my AoE guy, clearing the board with like the lower value minions pretty much. I mean, it only cost me like wait. It only cost me, I don't know how much damage it cost me, but it wouldn't have made a big difference, that's the thing. Like 4 damage or something like that on his face for like a worse board state. So yeah, that was the first best of 5. So like I said, there were like probably 2 or 3 turns where I could do something different. In these cases, they probably wouldn't have worked out anyway, because I was like losing very hard all the games. But yeah, some arguable things. I think I played the best of 5 alright overall, but it was like the Zoo turn on turn 5. I could have went for a slightly different line, a bit slower line, which could have worked out differently.